Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, the last pool party of the season happened last night. We had our 8 finalists in attendance. We had a live DJ with his set in attendance. We also had 2 professional grill masters in attendance. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, as far as my eyes could see, there were only 3 people in attendance. There were only 3 people running things in that party. And I am referring to Ozee, Victoria, and Onyeka. Because, pray tell, what was all of that shenanigan that was going on? Guys, what was going on? See, especially, I must give it to Ozee. I must give it to that guy. See, Ozee was all over the place. What was going on? And you know, guys, the more reason why it was, should I call it fascinating or baffling? I don't know, but the more reason why it was fascinating it's because of the numerous conversations that's happened between these 3 people, you know, on separate levels this week. It's as if in this final week, Ozee decided to completely amplify the word triangle because the triangle was triangling this week. And I don't know where it's going to lead to after the show, whatever, that's their business. But guys, last night's one, it was hectic. And there was just one question that kept on repeating itself in my head. Just one question. And that question is for Victoria. Yeah, just one question. I kept on asking myself that, why is Victoria a part of this? Why is Victoria enabling Ozee? What exactly is going on? Because between Ozee and Onyeka, it's very glaring what's happening, yeah. But Victoria, in that whole mix, what's going on? Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this video, all right? We're going to ease into that conversation, okay? I've been holding myself back from analyzing whatever conversation they've been having this week, from Sunday evening up until last night during the pool party. I've been holding myself back because for me, it's the grand finale week, right? Everybody is voting their fave. So I did not want to do any analysis that would make it seem like, oh, Glory is decampaigning anybody. No, because you know me, I'm going to call a spade. I'm going to give you the raw facts, yes. But now that, I mean, guys, let's have this conversation. Let's have this conversation, all right? And I would love to hear from all of you. So we're going to take it from the top. We're going to take it from the top, from biggest provisions to the housemates, the significance of it all, and how last night ended between Ozee and Onyeka. So please make sure you watch this video to the end. Do not skip out on any part. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on anything, all right? And just a quick reminder, guys, tomorrow is Saturday. You know what happens here? We're going to be converging here for our Saturday YouTube live conversation. In other words, our community gathering. I look forward to seeing all of you. Look forward to hosting all of you. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack. So please make sure you come through. Do not miss out, all right? 3 p.m. WAT is the time, okay? And yeah, officially, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Glory Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. Guys, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, like this video, and also, yeah, please subscribe if you are yet to do so. Ensure to turn on your post notification bell to receive alerts of my videos whenever I upload a new one. If you're confused about how to do any of those things, it's all right there on your screen. Okay, now without further ado, let's just quickly dive right into it. First off, beginning with biggest provisions for the pool party. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give Big Brother his flowers. Yes, I dove my hat for him. I mean, I did not think that Big Brother was going to go out of his way to ensure the housemates had a blast, you know. So last night when the garden doors opened and I saw that live DJ, guys, I was super excited, really excited. It was giving outside pool party type of vibes, yes, and I loved it. Oh, and big kudos to the DJ. The DJ killed it. The DJ came prepared, not like all other mediocre DJs that we've had during the Saturday night parties. Those ones, they've just been spoiling everything. But this particular DJ came prepared, good at what he does. His transitions were clean, no worries whatsoever. I was super excited, and I'm really hoping that if it's going to be the same DJ, that they keep up the same energy or even amplify it come Saturday, because Saturday needs to be explosive, yes. Now, aside the DJ, as I mentioned before, there were 2 professional grill masters, yes, who were there to, I think, obviously take off the burden of attending to the grill from Kelly Ray. We know that if there was no professional grill master there, Kelly Ray would have felt obliged to attend to the grill, right? To ensure that everybody had fun, thereby depriving himself from also enjoying the moment. Yeah, so I was quite excited that there were people to attend to that. And guys, the grill last night was on another level. There was like one big goat. And there was plantains, there was yams, there was potatoes, there was corn. There was all manner of side dishes, you know, to go with the meat. And guys, it was just so nice of Big Brother. So on behalf of the housemates, we say Biggie Spices. Thank you very much. I mean, Biggie has really been spoiling the housemates this week, which is typical of how Big Brother spoils his finalists, you know, in every season of the Big Brother Naija show. Yes, but aside all of these comforts provided for the housemate, yes, as I mentioned also before, there was Ozee, Victoria, and Onyeka, who were heavily operating last night. And ladies and gentlemen, there were quite a number of things that happened that sort of, you know, mirrored the events that had actually happened weeks back. Like I think it was in week 3 or week 4 that prompted the repeated question from Ebuka to Ozee, you know, about that kiss to or with Onyeka that Ozee kept on denying. Ladies and gentlemen, it happened again last night. And just like that time, and just like before, it was once again initiated by Ozee in the same fashion it had happened that time. And you'll recall how Ozee denied it endlessly, like making it look like us, the viewers, were actually blind, like we're not watching the show, like we did not know what we saw. Oh my God, guys, we're gonna get to that, but let's take it from how Ozee started his operations with Victoria and then moving on to Onyeka afterwards. Now, let's take it from the top. From the beginning of this week, there's something Ozee has been doing with Onyeka and Victoria, and it's been very obvious here. So, ever since after the Sunday live eviction show, Ozee had started, you know, laying imaginary boundaries for Onyeka. Now, we know how they've both been rolling all these while, so it's no news that, you know, it seems like it's either there's something going on there or they are both enjoying the game they are playing, right? Now, when Onyeka touches Ozee, maybe holds his hand or puts her arm around his shoulder, he would complain. He would accuse her of not having boundaries, you know. He would accuse her of trying to fuck shit up, you know, in his relationship with his madam outside. He would confuse her. And then she would be wondering like, I don't understand, but this is how it's always been. And you'll be like, but you know, I've explained things to you. Why are you still doing that? Now, that particular reprimanding from Ozee towards Onyeka has happened a number of times this week. And usually it happens in the mornings. Yes, usually it happens in the mornings. And then in the afternoons, it seems like they will now have conversations. And then Ozee, with his coded way of talking, will be like, oh, after the show, we'll talk. I will explain something to you. You properly understand. Oh, on Sunday, before we leave the house, we will talk. You know, so their conversation is never straightforward. It leaves you, the viewer, wondering, like, okay, what exactly are you people even on about in the first place? What are you people talking about? Now, whilst Ozee will be laying those imaginary boundaries, I call them imaginary boundaries, and I'll let you know why, right? So whilst he's laying those imaginary boundaries with Onyeka, he'll be spending more time with Victoria. They'll be having very, very intense conversations, very, very serious conversations. Like, it's like he's using Victoria at this point as a shield from or against Onyeka. Now, it's not really clear if he is catching feelings for Onyeka, and in order to not encourage whatever, he's spending more time with Victoria, knowing fully well that Victoria is not really interested in him. And by the way, there was this interview Cassia had where she had been asked about Victoria's relationship with Ozee. And Cassia disclosed that Victoria had told her that she and Ozee have got a mutual friend whom she is in a romantic, is it romantic or intimate, who she is in a romantic relationship with. I don't understand what that means, yes, but she knows that Ozee likes her. Yes, I think that was Cassia's response to that question. Yeah. So I've been watching these two closely after watching that interview, just trying to see what's there and what's not there. But just as I mentioned before, on Ozee's part, it became very glaring that he was trying to use Victoria as some sort of distraction, you know, from whatever he has going on with Onyeka. Now, Onyeka, on the other hand, tends to be quite patient. And with the way they are moving, it's like it's something they discussed already. It's like it's something they know that they're going to do, you know. So it's like daytime, it's Victoria's shift. Nighttime, it's Ozee and Onyeka, because they actually sleep on the same bed. Yeah. So it's been going on like this, right? And sometimes during the day, it would seem as though Ozee is a bit harsh on Onyeka in trying to, in quote, put her in her place. Let her understand that he's got a madam outside. So all this her touchiness, all this her being too physical with him, he doesn't really like it. That's the impression he's giving. And so he spends more time with Victoria during the day. And sometimes Onyeka will see him having conversations with Victoria, and then she will come around there, you know, just forming activity. There was one time during the week that she came around that she was dancing, you know, in other words, trying to eavesdrop on their conversation. And sometimes too, when you see the way Ozee has conversations with Victoria, it kind of looks a bit intimate. You know, you see him leaning in close, and all of these things, you know that it's quite intentional. You see him leaning in, you see him whispering, you see him kind of getting too close. It's like he's leaning in for a kiss. And Victoria too, it's like she knows what he's doing, and so she's also playing along, which makes me wonder why. Why? So last night, Ozee had started his operations with Victoria. Now, I know the show is going to be ending in the next 3 days. Okay, 2 days. Today is the third day, actually. Yeah. So by Sunday, the show will end. But still, we need to point it out. We need to point it out that Ozee enjoys having those sneaky conversations, you know, during the parties when they are fully aware that people will not really hear, because the music is going to be blasting loud, right? And microphones will sort of be muted, so we won't really hear. No matter what happens, Biggie just continues to blast his music. So they are fully aware. And this is something Ozee enjoys doing a lot. And I heard, you know, that usually during this time, there are a lot of conversations that really happens during those parties. That's where the conspiracies happen a lot. That's where all the conniving happens a lot. You know, all the sneaky plannings here and there. That's where it happens a lot. So last night, he was having conversations with Victoria. I don't know what they were discussing, but it seemed quite intense. It seemed quite serious because they were talking and moving from one area of the garden to the other. They were following each other around, and it became more interesting for me, you know, when Victoria got her food. She went to sit on the bed, that garden bed, and Ozee would take out time, go and play around with Onyeka. Onyeka too be flirting heavily with him, you know, touching him, holding him around the waist, putting her arms around his neck, and, you know, attempting to kiss him. And you know all those they are rough play they normally do. They'll be playing like that. Ozee would play with Victoria, rather Onyeka. Victoria would clearly see that that is going on. But guess what? She would just look completely unbothered. And then after Ozee is done with his brief shenanigan with Onyeka, he will go back to Victoria, and then they'll go and be talking. And you can see clearly that the conversation is quite intense. And then afterwards, he would get up again, he would go and meet Onyeka, they will continue doing what they are doing. Like, from his body language, you can tell that he's acting like he's not the one chasing Onyeka. Onyeka is the one chasing him. But you can see clearly from his physical actions that he's the one leaving his conversations with Victoria to go disturb Onyeka, that's obviously dancing by herself. And so they continued this hanky-panky games on and on and on until Onyeka entered the pool to swim. And then Ozee, acting like he was strolling past, you know, leaned forward, grabbed her neck the same way he had grabbed her neck in the kitchen weeks ago. And then he had planted a kiss on her lips. Some people said that that is a peck, whatever tickles your fancy, call it that. Kiss or peck. It happened. And afterwards, he shook her hand, like both of them, they give each other like some sort of like a high five, but it's more like a mid five. They give each other a mid five, and then he walked away. And I looked at all of that, ladies and gentlemen, and see, I was having a good laugh. I was having a good laugh because that's the second time it's happening. And that was the exact way it had happened the first time. The only difference is the first time, Chizoba was directly a witness, like she was a direct witness. She was right there in front of them when it happened. And the fact that Chizoba also denied it did not happen. The fact that Onyeka denied it did not happen. The fact that Ozee denied that it never happened. Jesus. And then again, it happened last night. So it caught me wondering. That so, Ozee, hold on a second. Onyeka, hold on a second. So if Ebuka comes now, and that is if Ebuka even decides to ask, because we've seen how things have been panning out this past few weeks, it's like Ebuka has got this restriction against questioning the doings of these set of people in the house. So, But if something touches Ebuka's heart, or maybe he's instructed to finally ask, I'm wondering what their response will be. I'm wondering if they are going to own up to it. I'm wondering if they are going to accept that, oh yes, they actually did it. I'm wondering. I mean, guys, what do you think? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, see, aside the kiss, there were a lot of grinding. There was a lot of physical touches. And that thing Ozee was constantly doing, you know, grabbing Onyeka's hair at the back, like grabbing it at the back and acting like he wants to kiss her. She too was playing along. She too was obviously enjoying the whole attention and all of that. You know, there was a lot going on and it was quite suggestive. Those were things, actions that you couldn't just look at and just put your eyes away and just say, oh, that's something like that best friends do. No. It's a lot more deeper than that, you know. So all of that was happening. And to now crown it all up, it did not end there at the pool party. It continued after the pool party. First, with Onyeka getting all touchy with Suj. Nelly had gone to bed. I think she was actually really drunk. And Suj was awake. Dawn was just eating. Guys, what is going on with Suj? Is he struggling with something? Because the way this guy eats here, I don't know if he's using food for comfort or if he's using food to calm his nerves. What is going on? The way this guy eats. Yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, she was rubbing his back and, you know, I saw people saying online that, she's a very, very touchy person. I'm like, really? Okay, if you say so. If you say so. We'll actually see different. And then there was the one with Ozee. Now, Onyeka had gone to the toilet and Ozee had followed and he was peeping through the door, the toilet door. I don't know what he was looking for. I don't know what Onyeka was doing in the toilet, but Ozee was peeking through the door, the keyhole, to see whatever was going on. And the way he was laughing, that did not sit well with me. I mean, I like Ozee. I like his sense of humor. I like his player tactics, but that did not sit well with me. But I just could not complain because he's not the first to do it. Onyeka has actually done it to him before. This was like some weeks ago when he was using the toilet and she was peeking through the door to see whatever was going on in there. I don't know whatever she was looking at, but she had equally done it to him. So he was reciprocating the energy. So for me, whatever was going on between both of them at that point in time, it was tit for tat. They knew what they were doing. They knew what was going on. And Onyeka stayed in that toilet for so long. I mean, I don't know what she was doing. Yeah. But afterwards, he had carried tissue, I think from another toilet, and he had entered that toilet. The same toilet. And he was still, you see the way Ozee smiles, like, even before he had entered the toilet, right? It was more like a back and forth thing for him. He would go peek and then he'll leave. And then at some point, Suj even opened the toilet. And I was wondering, like, why would Suj even open the toilet whilst Onyeka is using the toilet? I mean, Suj had used the other one to pee. He knew that there was somebody in there. And he had come out, he had opened it, looked, and then he had closed it, and he had walked away. And I was wondering, like, what is wrong with these kids? Don't they have any sense of boundaries in this house? Like, I understand it's Big Brother's house. It's a public space, but come on. I mean, see, it was the way Ozee was looking at the cameras. It was like he knew what he was doing, but he was also getting carried away by all of his activities, that when he probably heard the camera move or spin, he had to look up and he realized himself. And then he went to go and drop his microphone. He went to go and drop his microphone because obviously he wants to have a private conversation with Onyeka and he doesn't want us, the viewers, to hear. So he removed his microphone, dropped it, and then went back into that toilet. He went and carried tissue from the other toilet. Then he went into that toilet. And you see, all of those activities, all of those sneaky movement here and there, it made me wonder for the 100th time this season, that does Ozee really, truly have a madam outside? Is Ozee being honest? Or is it just using the same tactics that, you know, ex-housemates have used? You know, housemates who will come to the show, they will lie about having a serious relationship on the outside. And then after the show, we realize that they never did have a relationship. It was more like, I don't know if I should call it some sort of distraction, you know, from themselves or what, or just to create more content. So it made me wonder if really Ozee has a madam, and if at all he really does have a madam. Question is, how does she feel about all of these shenanigans going on? I mean, this is the same Ozee that said that that person is the person he wants to get married to, just like his brother is planning on marrying his fiancée that's currently pregnant with his baby. So it's making me wonder, like, how does she feel about all of these things? Is she watching the show? If she's watching the show, how does she feel? In fact, if she's not watching the show, she probably has people that are watching the show and giving her feedback that, oh, see what your man is doing. So how does she feel about all of these things? Is this some sort of agreement that they had? That, oh, when I get into the house, so I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to be very, very frisky. I'm going to be touchy with the ladies. I'm going to be playing around with the ladies. I'm going to get into an entanglement. So whatever you see, look away, don't pay any mind to it. When I come out of the house, it is still you I'm going to be with. Did they have such an agreement? Because from the conversations he's been having with Onyeka, he's still making promises. Yes, he's been making those promises, but he's still making promises giving Onyeka the assurance that their bestie relationship is going to last a lifetime. And we know that, I mean, guys, we've established that between these two people, there's no such thing as both of them being besties. They are not besties. They are beyond that. They are more like lovers. So I'm wondering, is there a madam? If there's a madam, is she comfortable with all of these things going on? Also, if there's a madam, is she going to be comfortable with a bestie type of relationship between Ozee and Onyeka? Having seen all of these things they've been doing in the house, having seen how Ozee, in fact, how both of them have been conducting themselves with each other. Is she going to be comfortable with such a friendship? Because I was actually wondering about the same thing with Ozee and Chizoba. We saw how whatever is going on between Onyeka and Ozee is quite similar to whatever was going on between Ozee and Chizoba while Chizoba was in the house before Ozee got evicted. So ladies and gentlemen, I leave all of these questions to all of you. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. So please let me know in the comment section below. All right. And I'll see you guys on another video. If there's no other content to put out because the house has been kind of low-key calm, then we will see after the housemate wager. All right. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.